Process engineering, we are very, very busy,
Yeah.
working on energy initiatives, so hydrogen production. We're still working in oil and gas,
Yeah.
but also transferring those skills to carbon storage. Kelly works in carbon capture and more on the utilization side, and me on the storage side.
All right, so let's start this. Let's start this with a bit of a breakdown today, because I know very little about this. So this is why I have 2 university professors to teach me in 8 minutes or so, or 6 minutes, everything there is to know about carbon capture, utilization, and storage. So Kelly, let's bring you in. Talk to me about everything you know. What do we mean by carbon capture?
So carbon capture is when we're trying to reduce greenhouse gas emissions either at the point source or in the atmosphere. And so there's a whole set of research that goes on in geoengineering and trying to pull carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere. I'm not going to talk about that because we don't do that.
Yeah.
We look more at point sources. So we look at ways we can capture carbon dioxide, methane from stacks, from power plant stacks, from fugitive emissions, all the things that we see in every day where we see carbon coming out of. And there's 2 things you can do with that carbon. You can capture it and you can store it, and then maybe use that captured carbon and stored material in other types of things. You can purify that CO2 out and get a nice pure CO2 stream, and you can use that for platform chemicals and hydrocarbons. You can also pull that CO2 out, and when you have large volumes of it, then you store it in much larger places like reservoirs, and that's what Dr. James works on. So my area is more on trying to take waste materials like fishery and forestry and agriculture and transforming those materials, so you fix the carbon there and you capture the carbon there, because if those degrade, they release carbon. Fix those carbon and then use that fixed material then to pull CO2 and methane out of stack gases. And then we take that material that's packed with CO2 and methane and we use it in construction materials. So we work with civil engineers who work in construction materials.